Hi, and welcome to Getting Biblical, the show where I drink too much and talk about my favorite Bible stories. I am Matt Smith, your host, and thank you for joining us today. So today's episode is going to be a little weird. In fact, I can barely even call it an episode. It's more going to be some updates on the show, some random musings, that type of thing. We had some technical difficulties this week in recording our episode, so that's why you're getting this instead of an actual full-on story. So I've been talking to some friends of mine, fans of the show, and this week we were supposed to have our very first ever guest stars, some cameo appearances on the show. The first time, it's not just been my stupid ass talking alone. So it was very exciting because it was a new frontier. I bought a new microphone and the whole setup and everything. Had everything planned. We opened up the stuff, but it worked. Everything worked right out of the box. Everything was great. That was Tuesday night. Wednesday, we tried it again. Everything worked fine. Then Thursday, on Valentine's Day, I had some friends over, and we were going to do spoiler alert, we were going to do a Valentine's Day themed episode, like had it all planned out, what we were going to talk about and everything, and bullet points for the show that I wanted to do. So had all of it planned. They came over, we started drinking, and because that's, it's the show where I drink too much and talk about Bible stories. So that part went fine. We definitely drank too much, and we're getting ready for the show. We pre-gamed for the show exquisitely. Like that was fine. Then we sat down to actually do the recording, and it wasn't working. The microphone just didn't want to have anything to do with us. Wasn't working. Everything shit the bed. So we ended up could not do the recording. Weren't able to do anything. Have to do a rain check. They'll come back later. We're still gonna do the episode. I'm still excited about what the content we're gonna do, which I won't get into. It'll be a surprise for later. So just some cool stuff that I can't wait to go over. But it'll have to happen later. So that's kind of where we're at, and that's why there's not a new episode this week, an official new episode. But I didn't want to let a week go by and not have an episode, not have anything. I really want to commit to making sure something gets released every week, rain or shine, whatever. So here we are with just this little update and some random musings and whatnot. So not a full episode. We'll still obviously loosely tie things to the nature of the show and Bible stuff and everything, but not going to have an official story for this quick little update. So if you're so inclined, no hard feelings. If you want to stop listening right now and turn off the show, and just be sure to come back next week, next Sunday, for a real episode. But if you are still listening, if you're still here, I am really excited about what we're doing, what we've come up with, where we're going with the show. I've got a handful of guests lined up for the coming months, and all with the various themes and whatnot. And I've also been working on a small collection of games to play with my guests on the show. And I think it's gonna be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. With games like, is it a Bible verse or a Game of Thrones quote? Or is it from Proverbs or from Yoda? Or my personal favorite, is it the Bible or Cthulhu? Or rather, H.P. Lovecraft's horror anthology. That type of thing, right? Just these different like pop culture or whatever type, mixing with the Bible, and more than likely we'll turn it into a drinking game, and if my guess matches the quote or whatever correctly, then I'll take a shot. If they get it wrong, they'll have to take a shot. So either way, someone will be drinking too much and while we talk about Bible stories. So we'll do all that. Just really looking forward to it. Had a lot of fun, doing research and picking out quotes and doing everything. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and just can't wait to make it all happen and have people on the show. And just got to get this darn microphone working, but no big deal. I figured out the problem, by the way. Busted XLR cable. I don't know what happened to it, but it just went out. And so got a new one on the way, Amazon Prime. So it'll be here Tuesday. So we'll pick up from there. But and also with recently coming back from my trip overseas and everything, just a lot of thinking and planning and writing stuff down for the next, 20 plus episodes of the show and what we're doing. I know we just finished Genesis, and we still have a lot of the Bible left to cover just for the weeks that we do straight up just Bible stories. I'm not getting away from that. But we also want to just filter in and mix in some other fun episodes, and where it's still Bible related, but just having a different type of fun on the show. So that's what we're doing. I'm really excited about it. Can't wait. Very hyped. And yeah, hope that you guys keep on listening and stick around and have fun with us. So that's where we're going. That's kind of the update for the show. Like I said, I didn't want to not have anything out this week, so that's this episode. Now to go on to random musings and things. So one thing that I wanted to bring up, and this is going to be a thing that's going to get dated really quickly. If you listen to this in the future or whatever, it's not going to be relevant anymore. So you might need to Google it or something if you're interested, but whatever. But here in early February 2019, the story has been making the rounds through my Twitter and Facebook feed and everything. And when I first read it, and really every time I read it, I can't help but when I see it and read the caption, read the title of the story, to just like my jaw drops, and I'm just like, no way, like no, I don't know, fascinated me. But so apparently this guy out in Colorado, he's out for like a Saturday jog or something like that, and while he's jogging, well, I'll just read the People's Magazine website's actual title of the article or whatever. So this is quote for quote. You can Google it. Colorado man who survived mountain lion attack by killing it with his bare hands speaks out. And it's an interview with him and like his experience and everything. So apparently this poor guy he's running around, he's doing his jog out in the Colorado mountains or whatever, I guess, something. And this mountain lion like sneaks up on him or something like that and attacks him, and he fights off and he defends himself against the mountain lion, and he kills it. And I love it. Just like this article is like, kills it with his bare hands, and it's just so funny to me because if you've been listening since the beginning, when we did the Samson episode, and I kind of like lost it when Samson fights the lion, and it says that he killed it like you would a young goat. And I don't know, I just like reading this article just brought back all those memories, made me laugh all over again. I mean, it sucks for the mountain lion, but whatever. I just can't get over it. I don't know. It made me laugh. It actually, spoiler, if you haven't read the article, if you haven't seen the interview, he doesn't actually use his hands. He actually uses his feet, which, is kind of like misleading. He actually like kind of just like chokes it out by like stepping on his throat or something like that. So not quite the same. Also, People Magazine or any other magazine that I read gave any indication about the level of difficulty it was killing this mountain lion compared to killing young goats. So the hard-hitting questions they're not talking about. So I wish we get some insight into that. But who knows? Maybe the guy would give some insight in another interview in the future. But just fascinating story, and made me chuckle thinking about Samson and everything. So I felt like I would be remiss or whatever if I didn't bring it up on the show. So, and a second bit of news, also is doing some searching online. I read an article recently, came out I think yesterday or the other day, maybe Thursday, where this website did a study on the top cities in America where you can find Christian singles. So if you are religious and Christian and want to get married, want to hook up or whatever, these are apparently the top cities to go to find a husband or a wife. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's a stupid thing to bring up or whatever, but I was curious, right? And so pulled it up, and it's this company called the Barna Group, who's I guess like a Christian kind of based, religious based research and like whatever company. Their website says is a visionary research and resource company located in Ventura, California, started in 1984. The firm is widely considered to be a leading research organization focused on the intersection of faith and culture. So the Barna Group, whatever, did this study and found out both how many, like what areas of the country had the most married religious people and also the most single religious people, and which whatever. It's not even that funny, but like looking it up, the top like 4 cities, like the number one was like New York. It's like, okay. And then after that was, I think it was either Miami, and then no, it was Boston. So it was like New York, Miami, Boston, and the fourth one was Las Vegas, Nevada. And when I read that, I just had to do like that, that meme of like the white guy that does like, he like blinks his eyes and is like, what? Like I made that face. Like, so if you're Christian and you're single, the 4th best place in America to go to find someone who is of like-minded or whatever nature, is apparently Las Vegas, Nevada. So like, who knew? Who knew? So next time you're in Vegas and you're done gambling and drinking and going to strip clubs, you might want to open up that Christian Mingle app and see who's nearby. So just a little food for thought, just something you might want to keep in the back of your mind. So thought I would share. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about, the third musing of this little mini episode, is something that I feel absolutely almost obligated to talk to you guys about. Something that I think is too important not to bring up. So I had this idea for a joke in my head, a bit that I wanted to do, and I wanted to do some research on it. And in doing so, I've completely abandoned. I don't even remember what the bit or the joke was supposed to be about or how it all started, because the research for this, the end result, has now given me a new purpose for living. My new favorite thing in the world. I stumbled upon this website called Hollowverse. Hollow, like if something's empty on the inside, just like myself, and then the word verse, like universe or verse, like in the Bible. So hollowverse.com. It is a collection of celebrities and their both religious and political leanings. Like, they've gone through and looked up interviews and quotes from them and whatever, and tried to suss out where their beliefs are. Now, real quick, obviously someone's religious beliefs should be, I think, kind of like a private thing, and it's their own business, it's not my business, and whatever, all that kind of stuff. But for celebrities, you kind of, like, part of the rich and the famous and whatever deal, the unspoken rule, is now we get to pry into this type of thing, these private matters, if you will. And I'm absolutely fascinated by this website and what they've collected, and just going through, and it's just page after page after page of just celebrities. And like, there's some, like, as you're going through and you just kind of like look through and you're like, oh, like there's Andy Griffith, like I know where he lands, like he rest in peace or whatever, but like he spent a lot of his life singing gospel music and like recording albums and things like that. Like, I'm pretty sure he's just like Bible Baptist or whatever. That's easy. Or like here on like the second page, Rob Lowe. Like, I already kind of know. Chris Pratt, right? They're vocal about their religious beliefs and everything and God and all that kind of stuff. So like, there's some that are just like easy to know. But then like, as you're going through, like, it's not like, it's just fun because like, you'll just see someone's face, like, holy shit! Like, I never before realized that I desperately needed to know what Tila Tequila's religious stance was, which, by the way, raised strict Buddhist, then found God in Christianity, and then as of 2012 appears to be dabbling in Judaism a little bit. So kind of all over the board. Didn't realize that. Miss Tequila. So super interesting, and just more, just like, you're just going through, and it's just been absolutely fascinating. I've spent the past couple of days just clicking and just like oh, like, it is so and they've got like porn stars on here, like Brie Olson and Lisa Ann and other people, and all kinds, just all over the spectrum of just different types of people, and people, you never knew that you needed to know this in your life, and you don't need to know this, but it's absolutely fascinating to me. And I kind of might even want to make a game of it, which probably shouldn't be a game. It sounds mean. It sounds rude. But like Danny DeVito, for instance, like, do you think off the top of your head, where his religious affiliations lie? And apparently is fairly decent Catholic or whatever. That's what he says. But it says he's willing to make compromises with his Jewish wife. Aw, Danny. Whoa, Danny. That's weird. You ever think about that? You ever think about like actors' first names? Like this is something that I think about all the time. I don't know. I'm so weird. So actors' names. You ever think like how weird it is? Like, well, like we get used to calling people by their full names, kind of like you either see it in credits or you just talk about them. Like, oh, this actor, like Captain America, is played by Chris Evans, right? And we write out, oh, Chris Evans. That's his name, that's the actor or whatever. But if you think about it, if you were best friends with Chris Evans and I was over at his house and I was like in his living room and he was in the kitchen and I was like, hey man, Chris, can you get me another beer? That would feel very fine and normal, right? Like his first name is Chris, that matches who he is or whatever, like that works out. But like Danny DeVito here, I can't imagine being friends with him and calling him Danny. He's just Danny DeVito. Like, that's just his full name, and I don't know if I would be able to not call him that. Or like one of the best examples, Macaulay Culkin. Like, if I was best friends with Macaulay Culkin, I just think I would have to call him Macaulay Culkin the whole time. Like, I'm in the living room, he's in the kitchen. Like, hey, Macaulay Culkin, can you get me a beer? He's like, go, I got you, man, or whatever. Like, maybe they call him like Mac. I don't know. Maybe that's probably what they call it. His best friends probably call him Mac. I guess that would make sense. But like Macaulay is such a weird name. Like, there's never ever been a Macaulay other than Macaulay Culkin. Like, I don't know where it came from. And you can't say Macaulay without the Culkin. You have to say the full thing. Just stuff like that. Like Jude Law. Like, does he really look like a Jude? He just looks like a Jude Law. Like, he's the whole name, I think. Anyway, it's a little bit of a tangent, but it's just anyway. So Danny DeVito says Catholic but compromises with his Jewish wife. That's sweet. That's nice. Or like here, like look, Gordon Ramsay. I didn't know before that I now need to know what Gordon Ramsay's religious affiliation is, and it says he's semi-religious Protestant. Okay. I kind of might have thought he was just straight up atheist, or at least agnostic, but nope, it's semi-religious Protestant. That's fucking cool. That's neat. Oh, Hulk Hogan, dedicated evangelical Christian. Okay, brother. Okay, who knew? My favorite, though, if you look at it, and I absolutely highly recommend www.hollowverse.com. I don't know. I got lost in it. Love it. Whoever makes this website, kudos to you or whatever. Good job. Awesome. My favorite, though, the profile that I have found has got to be, hands down, Chris Brown. We all know about his ups and downs and everything, but it's such a great write-up on Chris Brown here, the article. It says Brown is a born-again Christian who started singing at his church choir. If you're a fan of him, you might have known that. I did not know that. But he now uses religion to justify his less than honorable behavior, which is a weird sentence to me. Like, wait, what? You shouldn't be using the religion to justify your less than honorable behavior. But if you go through and read the full article that they've written on this website, it's really fantastic. Just talking about how when he beat up Rihanna, he was saying like Satan like made him do it and all this stuff, and now he's gotten from that, he's been able to reconnect with God and like whatever, repented and all this kind of stuff. And like, okay, man, like whatever, like that's none of my business, I guess. But like, just like there's a lot of bullshit on there. Like, okay, I don't know if I should put that. I don't know if I'd be. I mean, whatever. I guess you got to put it on someone. Place the blame, whatever. So the devil made me do it is fair enough, I guess. And if you just keep reading, there's a bottom half of the page that talks about his political affiliations, and there's some comments about what he put on Twitter regarding massacres in Syria. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to like copyright infringe or do anything, whatever. Whoever wrote this, the articles I did a great job and gives a good picture of Chris Brown and everything. It cracked me up. The whole website just is absolutely fascinating. Just cracks me up. Absolutely, you should go check it out. See what's about. Find your favorite celebrity and see their affiliation, and maybe we'll try. Oh, here's Ludacris. What? He's a Christian but doesn't talk about it much. Okay, I feel like that tracks. Okay, I get that. Just absolutely fascinating. Just so much stuff. So anyway, that's today's episode. Just a little update on where we're going, what we're doing. You should go read those articles about the jogger and the mountain lion, and now you know where to go date some single Christians and the insider scoop on celebrities' spiritual lives, spirituality, the religious behind the scenes. So anyway, hope you guys have a fantastic week. We'll be back next week. I think we're gonna dip into Moses, so we'll get going on that. So see you all next Sunday. Hope you have a great week. Cheers.